EA Sports and the PGA of America are proud to present final round coverage of the PGA Championship. Well, the best players have landed here in the middle of the country and really in another world. There is no golf course quite like Whistling Straits. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo for EA Sports. And Frank, let's get it started here with the 10th hole.
Not very long at 391 yards. Some of the longer hitters can actually get very close to this green. But if you want to do that, you've got to flash it down the left side. That's a little dicey. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. It is a windy day out here, Frank. My hat just blew off. This is going to affect the player's shots, that's for sure. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Well, this one should be safely on deck here. This hole really sets up well for the player. Birdie yesterday, and a chance for another one today. He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today? Good birdie right there and good score. How about 8 under for the tournament? Well, Frank, the 11th here at Whistling Straits is a monster par 5. They call it sandbox, but it is not exactly child's play, is it?
No, I can't actually count the number of bunkers on this hole. Plus, it's a dogleg to the right. 645 yards. I don't care whichever way you cut it down. That's going to be 3 good shots. Forces you to hit driver off this tee.
Excellent drive, Frank, right where you want to be. Right in the heart of the fairway, green light special. Frank, you've played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit. Given the conditions, but once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze, but down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
Well, that ball nestled down just a bit in that heavy rough. And setting up here in the rough. Well, Frank, you hate to miss the green on a par 5 with your third shot.
Well, they say par 5s are the easiest holes to birdie, but the hardest holes to make 4. Making a 6, though, well, that certainly sets yourself backwards. So tough up and down.
Solid play, heart of the green. Just a little tap in here.
Got it for par.
Frank, the short par 3 12th, what are you looking to do?
Well, you think it's a snack. Green straight in front of you, points a little bit to the right, but just getting it and keeping it on the green, it takes some doing.
And so the approach shot finishes up some 25 feet from the hole.
Yeah, not his best, but certainly not his worst.
Birdie here yesterday. This putt again for birdie. Well, you couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. He's made it. Thirteenth hole now, and by the looks of this one, Frank, if you were right off the tee, things could go horribly wrong.
Massive drop-offs and bunkers to the right. Doubtful that you'd ever get a good lie if you missed this fairway on the right. So, flip side, keep the ball down the left. Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy.
Frank, that ball's sitting up like it's on plush carpeting.
Rich, if you and I had lies like that every time, we'd still be playing this game for a living.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Well, that's how you play the game. Right there. And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Clean this up with a tap. Did the job right there. So with 5 holes left to play here at the PGA Championship, we arrive at this dogleg left, par 4.
Well, it's called Widow's Watch, but really it's a thinking man's hole. A long iron, maybe even a fairway wood just down the right side. That should set up a relatively simple shot. It's on for a little extra.
Looks to be putting everything into this one. Just destroyed it.
Huge with a capital H.
Moved it a long ways. Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Frank, with the drive off to the left side, what's the player looking at now?
Well, a blind second shot, so you've got to pick one of those mounds in the distance to really focus on a line here.
Frank, not just a player, but an artist. Just beautiful work right there.
The only thing I can say, Rich, is that was Seve-esque.
Made par yesterday. This one for birdie. Good try. Just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
Par attempt here. He'll take par and move on. The 15th now, and a 503-yard par 4 here at Whistling Straits.
Well, it's certainly beautiful to look at, but tough to play. Bunkered once again left and right, but it's a hole that you have to hit a driver down here, just purely because of the length of the hole.
Well, he pays a price for that.
Yeah, when you don't see the top of the ball in the rough, you know it's not sitting pretty. You need a bit of force to extract one out of there.
Ends up in the first cut, and he'll have a pretty good look at the hole location from here.
Oh, this is straight at it.
That's a really good line.
Great shot out of the rough. He avoided all the troubles just to get that on the green.
That was not an easy shot. He'll settle. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt.
Oh, another one goes in.
Now the run to the finish beginning here at the 16th, Frank.
And there's certainly a chance for 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, you name it down here. But it's all going to start with one thing, and that's a good drive.
But this could be really good, Frank.
Oh, straight at it.
Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
Officials are calling that one around 310 yards. Frank, what has stood out for you watching this player into these wins?
A lot of smart decisions. Not trying to fight the win, using it, and really just a lot of good strikes, one after the other.
Crucial eagle attempt on the way. See if he can give his round a real big boost. This putt is for eagle. That was a good run right there. Almost went in.
At least he's seen the line as it went past the hole. So just replicate that on the way back.
Just a couple of feet. Well, yeah, birdie, Frank, and another shot closer.
Sniffing in the right direction.
All right, Frank, you want to win a major championship? 250 yards, 17th hole, trouble everywhere. Hit your pants up and get it going.
Yeah, easier said than done.
Well, too bad, Frank. That one rolled right off the green.
It was just coming out so hot.
Shot now from the rough. Frank, what's he facing?
Well, the lie first and foremost. If it's sitting down, then obviously you're not going to get a very good contact. Nothing wrong with coming up a little bit short of the green. Problem is turning one mistake into another.
Frank, the handicap system in golf really is the great equalizer, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no sport like it. I can't imagine going to Wimbledon and playing, sort of Djokovic or Federer or, playing NFL with Peyton Manning. But, the beauty of golf, we can go out in a golf course. We decide what our handicaps are on the first tee. We decide who's going to get strokes, and then off you go and play. And you play on a level playing field.
Frank, that was a pretty tough lie out of the rough there.
Yeah, it made that actually a little easier than what it really is. It would have been too easy to try and bite off more than you can chew. So I've got to give him a pat on the back for that.
Back in the fairway.
Safely on the dance floor.
Settles in over the putt. That is a double bogey. The final hole, the 18th, and the clubhouse in the distance. Frank, it's looking like home sweet home, isn't it?
Well, if you can hit the fairway here, that's one thing, but it still leaves an enormously long second shot. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. Frank, this approach to 18, it will test you in every way.
Yeah, even off a good tee shot, it's a difficult second, and this is one that you really have to think, perhaps maybe hitting that second shot a little right of center.
See a little bit off balance on the tee, and that one is going to be in the rough. That's a bit offline in the rough.
Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
That was a pretty nasty lie out of the rough. He did the right thing there, Frank. Nice approach shot. He'll be happy with that. Locked in on the read and the speed. And he makes it for a bogey here. Frank, it was a great setting with great crowds. We saw plenty of very good golf. Your thoughts?
I think the course really extracted some of the golf that we saw. It forced these players to play just some great golf. And it wasn't just like a pitch and a putt golf course. So I think seeing the guys tested, seeing the players tested at this level, it was a treat.